Well, hello, America. I'm glad you're here. Tonight, it's just you and me. Come here, I'll show you. We have an empty studio. It's just you, me, and the cameraman today. Because I've noticed that we really haven't had a chance to sit down and chat ourselves. We haven't had a chance to talk. And I want to try to answer a question that a viewer asked a couple of nights ago. Why does it matter? I've been thinking about this for a while, and I wasn't sure I wanted to share it with you until that question came in. And at the top of next hour, I'm going to show you the arc of time and playing chess with good versus evil. And I think you'll see how the arc of time shows this whole thing is just repeating itself over and over and over again. And once you're aware of it, you can make a difference. Now, speaking of evil, I saw this today. This is the Metro paper here in New York. A smattering of violence has broken out in New York City. Get out of here. Turns out the day of rage protests in Wall Street have intensified, and there have been clashes now with the police. As soon as an arrest was made, other protesters immediately converged on an attempt to interfere with the police. There were 7 more arrests, according to the local New York media. Now, interesting that I had to go to the Metro News today to see this story. The Metro, really? Someone brought in this free daily today into the office, and I said, "You got to be kidding me! I mean, where is the media on this?" Remember, where is that book? We bring the book in, Tiffany. I had the little blue book that we showed you in 2009, The Coming Insurrection. This is amazing to me. I told you about the coming insurrection in 2009 in Europe. Why? Because you take the people at their word. It doesn't take a genius to figure this out. But nobody listened. They called me crazy in 2009, and now you have. Go ahead, bring it in. Go ahead, bring it in. Thank you. Here it is. Remember when I was on Fox, and I showed this to you, and I said this is going to happen. It was July, I think, 2nd, 2009. It's going to happen. Going to happen. Why? Because they tell you what they're going to do. They're not hiding it. They're counting on the media not to tell you. Now, everybody's dismissing this. They don't dismiss the riots in Europe anymore. They did in advance. We're giving you advance warning. Nobody is listening. Got to go to a free daily to hear the story. They have the story about the arrest and the protester that had to be sent to the hospital for injuries sustained while resisting arrest. Apparently he's in intensive care, but we can't find him. Why haven't we heard about some of these things? Why haven't you heard about Stephen Lerner? Do you remember him, the SEIU thug who called for people not to pay their mortgages in hopes of collapsing the real estate market and in turn overturn the stock market? Well, he's at it again. Remember the protesters clashing with police in Wall Street? Everybody says they're looking for the warning signs and who's going to cause danger. Watch this.
The reason I talked about what's in us is most of us don't think about violating the rules. I remember the first time I was arrested. It was terrifying. But I think if we really believe that we have to create a crisis for the other side, then we have to be serious. So let's think about that. There's a crisis for us, and there's not for them. So what do we need to do? What would change their behavior? Say it again. We have to create a crisis for them.
Okay. He talks about breaking the law. He talks about, you've got to stand up. Now, how is that not a news story? Why is that not on the cover of every newspaper? Let's play the obligatory, imagine if tea parties were telling people to break the law and stir up crisis. They go into a frenzy. Same old white people, as they describe it, sitting in their lawn chairs telling people, yeah, really? They walked arm in arm. Yeah, Now, here's a powerful SEIU guy who has connections at the highest levels at the White House. And there are other people high up in his audience as well telling him, yeah, just muster a little courage. Yeah, he says, break the law, cause a crisis. It is the same playbook. Same playbook. He says later in his speech he's got something big planned for New York and Boston and Chicago, but he's not going to reveal any of the details. Let me tell you something. The media not reporting on it, I almost expect it at this point. But why isn't the guy going to jail? Shouldn't someone at least investigate this guy and find out what he's up to? Don't worry, we are. We're paying attention. That's why we started this network. That's why I started theblaze.com, about a year ago now, to follow these stories. That video is a Blaze exclusive. We'll follow them, so you don't have to worry about it. You can just spread the word to your friends so somebody can be prepared.
GBTV. The truth lives here.